What are we talking about today? Reparations. 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 I'm saying it so many times because some of our brothers and sisters seem to get all agitated by just saying that word. They hate it. They don't want to talk about it. La 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 la. We don't want to think about it. La 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 la. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Let's not even talk about it. Sounds like a child. And I can say this because as a black man in America, born and raised in Philadelphia, it is my opposition, my direct opposition to listen to anyone who is right wing, who is super conservative. Examples of these people: Tucker Carlson when he was on Fox News, Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, Nick Fuentes. Guess what, guys? I watch their shows whenever I can stomach them. Nick Fuentes is okay. Ben Shapiro, I cannot stand, but still, I don't just flip past what they're saying. I sit there and I force myself to listen to it. Why? Because I'm an adult. Okay? Just hearing what someone else's point of view is should not make you act like a child and go la 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 la. You're wrong. La la. Listen. Just listen to them. If they're wrong, hear them out. If you can find something where you guys can compromise and you can at least try to understand where they're coming from. I mean, these are my direct fundamental enemies, right? My cultural fundamental enemies, right? And if I can do it, you can do it. So back to our lecture at hand, right? To our meeting place, our starting point, reparations. If you made it this far, I commend you. First, let me say that. So we're going to do a little bit of research and we're going to talk about reparations. So what we know just off the top of our head, reparations is an act, I believe, usually thought about in a monetary sense to repair things that have been done to a group of people or to a person. So that's what reparations is, to repair, right? Repair the relationship, repair the people who have been wronged, right? So we're on agreement that that's what the word is, right? It's not the boogeyman, it's just a word, right? So who deserves reparations? People who have been wronged, right? People who have been wronged deserve to be repaired, to brought up to the level that they would have been at had they not been wronged, right? The group of people in this scenario are American descendants of slavery. The other word we shouldn't talk about. Our history makes us who we are, for good or bad. If we ignore our history, we're doomed. We're going to continue to be immature, emotionally immature, physically, fiscally immature, character-wise immature. We're never going to grow as a nation if we can't come to terms with our past. Doesn't matter how bad it was, it happened. That's a fact. You can't erase it. So what a mature person does is confronts those issues head on, willing to do all the work that comes with it. And it's work. The hardest job you've ever done is to work on your own emotions, right? So if we want to move on past our past, then we've got a lot of work to do. And that work is not done separately as races. It's done together. Okay? So, American descendants of slavery were used as free labor for a lot of years. Fact. A mental exercise we're going to do real quick. You know how hard it is in today's world. Have you ever imagined that you wish you had a robot that could just do the things you told them to do so you could do something else that needed to be done? That way you could maximize your 24 hours in a day to help you get ahead. Homer Simpson did it on The Simpsons. Remember, he made clones of himself? So imagine you had just one robot, I guess you'd call it an autonomous entity, that you could tell it to do certain tasks that it was capable of completing because it's like a humanoid, and you could go do something else. You're doubling your effort, right? Doubling your effort. Even if you didn't have housework to be done, you could send that robot, that autonomous vehicle, humanoid, out to work at McDonald's, Taco Bell, Walmart, some minimum wage job for 8 hours a day, bring you the check every 2 weeks, and you didn't have to share that money with this autonomous vehicle. All you had to do is maintain it by pennies on the dollar of what it was earning. Like what, some rice, some shelter, some water. The rest of that paycheck that this autonomous vehicle earned, you got to keep. Just what one of these people, one of these autonomous humanoids, working at a minimum wage job, 8 hours a day, how would your life be better if you had a extra $400, $600 every 2 weeks coming in, period? It'd be exponentially better, wouldn't it? Not to mention if you sent that autonomous humanoid to like a master degree school or bachelor degree school, or could make him be a nurse or something and command a higher salary, then you would be getting a higher salary. What if you could take not one humanoid but have two humanoids and make them reproduce? Now you've got 10 humanoids out working. Even at minimum wage, you would be rich. Well, those humanoid robots, those autonomous vehicles existed. They were called slaves. So any family or any one person who was able to purchase one or even two of these humanoids would be exponentially more wealthy. So they had a way easier life as far as earning money, right? Those things happened. They had, in fact, breeding farms for slaves so they could just exponentially grow their wealth. Those things happened. Some people, some families benefited from those actions of holding slaves and making them work. And, free labor. It was free labor. What is the highest cost of any business? It's labor. So what if you could make a business and that labor cost was close to zero? You are going to win, period. Those things happened. America was built on free labor, period. We got that part out the way. We can all agree on that, right? So now the next thing is, who benefited from that? Because your average white guy who's still poor, generationally in poverty, is automatically upset when you bring up the word reparation, because he doesn't want to have to pay for something he didn't benefit from. And guess what? I agree with you, sir. You shouldn't be taxed for something that your ancestors did not do or didn't benefit from, right? However, on the flip side, somebody should pay. You can agree with that. If you removed yourself, and I'm talking to our white brothers and sisters who don't think that they should have anything to do with repaying reparations, I'm talking to you. If you removed yourself and your family from this equation of have to pay it back, would it be somewhat more agreeable with you that these funds are owed to these people? I'm a guess that, yeah, you're a little bit more receptive to the idea if you know it's not going to be affecting you. So then what I would say is, let us look at the people, the families that did benefit from it, because those are our elite now. They've got gobbles and gobbles of money because of the seed money that they got hundreds of years ago. And since then, they've been flipping that money, growing it, right? Keeping it all for themselves, right? Let's look at who those people are. Those are the people who should be paying for this. Okay? That's number one. The majority of this fund that's owed to the descendants of the slaves, because you can't pay it to the slaves, they're all dead, right? But their children have been saddled with the things that have happened to them, their inability to level up. That goes down the line, right? So if your great grandfather was in poverty, he had nothing to give you, not even wisdom on how to make financial decisions, because he never had the opportunity to learn. Most of them people didn't even know how to read, so they couldn't even give you education, let alone monetary things, real estate, farm animals. They had nothing to pass down. So every generation from there on out has been starting at zero. And my white poverty brothers and sisters, you know exactly what I'm saying, because you're in the same boat. Your parent, every generation is starting from zero. Financially, from zero. Real estate, zero. Education, zero. You can't make it up out the ghetto. How? Even if one of those kids gets blessed with a large sum of money, they have no idea what to do with it. And what happens? They buy dumb stuff, big trucks, side by sides, boats, Cadillacs, rims, record studios. So even if you are lucky enough to win a large sum of money, in 5 years, it's going to be gone. And most likely you're going to have some big debt tax bill because you didn't know what to do with the money. Okay. So it's generational, right? So let's look at the families that did benefit it. Let's tax them. Let's make them pay what they owe, because they wouldn't be rich if they didn't have free labor. They're not smarter than us, got more ingenuity, more diligent, more hardworking. They did something that most humans didn't think was a good idea. They owned and forced these people to give them free labor and made them have children and grandchildren so they could get more free labor. That's what they did. That's why they are wealthy, because they were willing to do something that we all deem as immoral, evil, in fact. Their family, their lineage weren't saddled with morals or a conscience, right? So we're going to look at getting the money from them. Can we find out who these people were? Heck yeah. That's easy enough. We know the corporations who benefited from it. I think it's some insurance companies. I know some rich white lady went to like some Congress or gave some speech about she knew that all her people's money came from it, from slavery, and she was going to do what she could to give back, like going to Africa and giving them some rice or something. Who knows? You feel me? But we're going to get the money from them. Now, follow me, because I'm going to try to answer. I am going to answer every single pushback statement. And if you feel like there's something I haven't addressed, leave it in the comments. Guess what? I'm not going to ignore you. I'm going to make another video and I'm going to explain how your comment can be quashed, or the other side of it, or how we can fix it, how we can compromise on it. I really want to know what I'm not going to cover. So anyway, so that takes care of who. So next is, where else does the money come from? Well, we're giving billions and billions and billions of dollars to foreign countries. We all agree that we want that to stop. I know that in the last term of Clinton, we had a surplus. Now we are like 31 trillion in debt. So that's a finite amount of time, a finite amount of money. You can see how much we're running it up. We don't have anything to show for it except some more richer elites. They got stuff to show for it. uh Foreign countries got stuff to show for all that debt we ran up. So what if we cut off all that aid to foreign countries just for 1 year, 2 years, and we put that money that we were giving away? So we've got the money to give away. We stop giving it away, put it in the freaking ADOS fund, okay? We're looking for 40 acres and a mule or its equivalent in today's money, right? So next, so that's going to fund our big pool of money that's owed to the people who built this country and weren't given any money for their labor, right? That's going to fund it. Now we got this whole heap of money. 80% of it is going to come from these big corporations. And guess what? If those corporations got to sell off all their assets, and they got to go bankrupt, boo-hoo, I don't care. You don't care. Because they had all this time knowing where their money came from. They had all this time to give it back. They didn't. So F them. Let them go bankrupt. They don't deserve to have money. They're not altruistic people. They're not realists. You understand? Quick side note. If, like, say, okay, if you were forced to have slaves, after you done had them and you done got a certain amount of money, certain amount of wealth, I think the average human being would be like, yo, we had these people for 20 years. It's a whole family that's been giving my family free money. We have enough money now where we are going to be okay. I'm letting these people not only go free, but I'm going to give them education, a house, some of my farm animals, a plot of land. I think that's how normal people would have done it, but not these families. They said, nah, I'm going to keep juicing this turnip until it's just gone. I'll get me another turnip to juice and get down everything, every last drop of energy from it until it's just corrupted, until it's gone, until it falls out in the field dead, and then I'll go get me another one. That's how they thought. It's inhuman. Anyway, now we know where the money is going to come from. We've got the money, okay? The taxes that you are paying already, my white poor brothers and sisters that's being sent overseas to Israel, to all these other countries. Oops, didn't mean to say that word. They definitely going to take this video down now. That money stops. Yeah, you still mad because you don't want that money being taken out of your check and sent overseas. But guess what? At least that money is going to stay in our borders. If you give the money that is owed to us, the black people, none of that money's leaving the country. We're not sending that money to no other country. The money is going to stay right here in America. Imagine that. Imagine that. The money stays where it should be, in our country. So with that money staying in our country, it's bouncing around. It's funding all our local businesses, all our rim shops, all our hair places, all our investments, all our mom and pop corner stores. Everything is staying right in our country, bouncing around. Because why? Black Americans spend $1 trillion. It's some crazy number. My last video, I told you, it's $1 trillion or something just astronomical every year we spend. So why would that stop? You giving this money to the black community in America. History has shown that All that money, the majority of that money is going to be spent the next day, the next week. It's going to be spent within a 12-month time frame. Going to be spent right here in our own country, which is going to benefit our own citizens. White people, when have black people ever left you behind? When have we ever turned our back on you? When we should have, but we never do, because you know that we're compassionate people. You know that we always look out for y'all. You know that. That's not going to change. We're going to be the same people once we have money. We're going, hey, my homie over there, my white homie over there, you want a job? Come, me and you going to get this money together. That's who we are. And you know that. So giving the money to us instead of a foreign country is going to benefit you. Even if you directly don't get a check or a lump sum or anything, you are going to directly and quickly benefit from our windfall, because we've always treated you as brothers and sisters, and we have no idea of like stopping that. We're not going to stop doing that. We're loyal people. You know that. So in your best interest, in our best interest, help me help you. Help me help you. When there's just the black people, the ADOS, asking for this, we don't have enough power. We don't have enough know-how. We don't have enough lobbyists. You understand? That's our downfall, right? They're not going to listen to us. This thing will never materialize, because the easiest way for them to negate it is to say, oh, you know, my constituents don't want this. And then my white brothers and sisters stand up and say, that's right, we don't want it. So see, we can't even look into it. We can't even see how much money is owed. That's what they want. Now, if in this utopian future that's in my mind that we can create together, white America, where we join forces and y'all support us in getting these reparations, not from you, not a dollar is going to come out of your pocket. Nothing negative is going to occur to you, white America. The money that's already coming out your check going overseas, well, now it's going to stay here. So that's a benefit for you, right? The money that these big insurance companies and all these other corporations that got created from slavery, that money is going to be taken from them. That's not going to affect you in your day-to-day life. The only effect it's going to have in your day-to-day life is everybody, all the black people in your neighborhood, in your town, are now going to have a whole lot more money to start businesses in your community, hire people in your community, take care of their baby mamas who live in your community. Or the baby mamas will be able to take care of themselves. But I'm talking to the white ladies, you know what I'm saying, who've had children with these black men. They might not get a check, but guess what? The baby daddy got a check. He's going to lace her out. He's going to buy her a crib because it's a way to show off. That's what we do. We lace our baby mamas when we have the money. We get our kids laced out, right? It's a reflection on us. It's a reflection on any man, how he takes care of his family, right? So that money is going to trickle to your daughter, who's had to live with you because she's got a baby with this guy and now he's in jail, or now he didn't rent off whatever. But so that money's coming right into your household. Or at the very least, she can sue him for child support. And now he got the money. She can get a lump sum. You see how this is? We're together. This is the thing that we don't understand, or we haven't come to terms with. Black people and white people are intimately intertwined. Intimately intertwined. You lose, we lose. We lose, you lose. You win, we win. We win, you win. We're together. Period. Okay? So we know who's going to pay the money, right? Uh we know where the money's going to go to. We know how that money is going to benefit you. We know what we need you to do. We need your support. We need y'all to be vocal and support us publicly. We want reparations for Black America. Y'all start saying that. Some of my white brothers and sisters, just start the hashtag, just start the viral a YouTube post, a TikTok post. See how many people agree with you, how many people give you the thumbs up and the hearts and the shares. We as white people want reparations for our American Black brothers and sisters. Let's start that movement, because then once we have a solidified unit asking for the same thing, we are going to get it. And that's where the elite is scared. We unify on this issue, right? Y'all have to trust us. My white brothers and sisters, you have to trust us that when we get this money, we're not just going to move to Africa or take the money somewhere else and leave y'all hanging. We're not. You have to trust us on this. And guess what? You want to repair the emotional relationships that we have when we see each other, the average white guy, the average Black guy who don't know each other, and they see each other and they have that little maybe tense moment. You want to repair that? Y'all stand up and show out for us and say, hey, as a white man, I want my Black brothers and sisters whom I've never met to get what they're owed, because I trust that they are going to look out for us. Boy, can you imagine the barbecues after that? We're going to be unified, my friends. And guess what? After that money gets in our account and we take care of our community, which includes you, whatever y'all need our support with, ain't we going to be there? No questions asked. What? Who's unified now? Us. Who's a force to be reckoned with now? Us. You see what I'm saying, my friends? Unity is where it's at. Remember, Malcolm X was left alive to spout whatever he wanted to say, as long as that message included hating white people. As soon as that dude went overseas to Mecca and had a revelation or was touched by the angel and came home and started preaching that unity, that white brothers and white sisters stuff, next thing you know, they offed him. When Martin Luther King was preaching this, oh, all the Black people got to stick together. We got to have sit-ins. We got to get attacked by dogs. We got to be, passive. He was left alone. He was left alone when he started the American Poor March, or the Poverty March, which included white people that was poor too. Guess what? He got assassinated. It's almost like as long as you preaching hate for your neighbor, they'll let you say whatever you want to say. But the 1 second you start talking about unifying all of us that's in the same class, regardless of skin color and religion, you slip and fall. Your brakes don't work. Right? That's where the power is, y'all. So I'm gonna leave it here. You know what I'm saying? I think I've covered everything, guys. And I'm really, really looking forward to some of my people, not just white, but Black, because that's the only people that need to be in this conversation. Let me go ahead and put that out there now. I don't care how long your family been here, whatever. If you wasn't born here on the Mayflower, if your descendants didn't come over on the Mayflower, if your people didn't fight in the Civil War, this conversation isn't for you. It's not. It has nothing to do with you. This is us, Black people and white people. American white people. American Black people. Descendants of slavery, descendants of the Civil War, right? That's who I'm talking to. We are here. We need to unite. We need to talk about the elephant in the room. We need to get past this part. And I think if we can do that, this is the beginning of the zipper. You understand? It's the hardest part to get in there. If we can get this part of the zipper in there, the rest of it's easy, ain't it? And it's locked tight from then on, ain't it? Can't even pull it apart. You see what I'm saying? Because another thing, the history. Y'all don't want y'all history wiped away. Because that's all you have. My white brothers and sisters, all you have is your history. Same as us. We don't want it wiped away either. So who's voting to take it out of the textbooks and stop teaching it to kids and replacing slavery with indenture servitude and lies? So if they taking that out, then yeah, they want to take down all your statues and all that of all your generals and war heroes and people that stood up for something. They was against the man. I understand that. You understand? Because I wanted to understand why y'all was so hurt about them removing Confederate statues and Confederate flags. I wanted to understand where you were coming from. So I watched a lot of movies. I went on the other side of things. I listened to you guys talk to each other. And a lot of it made sense. Like, I get where you're coming from. And remember, I'm, I guess, diametrically opposed. I'm not supposed to, y'all supposed to be my enemy. But I understand where you're coming from on that issue because I put forth the effort to try to understand. So I'm asking you to do the same work. Meet me halfway. See where I'm coming from on this. And remember, what benefits us is going to benefit you.